This is the Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Karanko, and your host, Wes Underwood.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sports Timeout Podcast brought to you by Ghetto Tacos here in Webb City. If you're in the mood for burritos at 10% off today or want to try their award-winning dishes, then head on in or call ahead. Whoa, old school here. Ring, ring. Call ahead and get some delicious food at a great price. And, oh yeah, some phenomenal service at that. Located at 536 Northeast Street in Webb City, Missouri. Drive-thru is available. Get in, check out the new Gringo Taco if they have it this weekend. For real, though, go get it. If not, go get a burrito tonight. Again, 10% off. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. And while you're at it, check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin if you're looking to make your graduation season brighter or, summer's coming, storm season if you don't want to have that stinky breath next to someone in the storm shelter or, I always got to hit that. I don't know why. But get into Robert's Integrative Dentistry today for that brighter, straighter smile or look fresh for this graduation season. Be sure to schedule your appointment today at 417-622-0404. Blake and his crew there, they'll get you right. They'll get you going. They also offer Invisalign. They have a payment plan for that. And it's where I get my teeth done. It's where a lot of people I know get their teeth done. Great service. Never had a complaint there. Love every minute of it. They don't make you nervous. They don't make you frustrated. They get to it. They tell you what's what, and they help you out. They get you taken care of. So love it over there. Shout out to his crew and everything they got going. And last but not least, don't forget to check out TeeTime here in Webb City. Be sure to reserve your spot to play some golf, whether you're searching for the perfect weekend activity or you just want to stay warm or, cool or warm. I mean, it's still spring. So, all these storms coming through, you got to stay warm, right? We had the heater on the other day when we went in, and it was crazy that we had the heater on, but it was pretty chilly out, and it was raining, but we had a blast. But lots of rain in the forecast. Get in there, play some golf there, or, even in the cloud cover. Pickleball's pleasant right now. They got pickleball season starting. Go check that out. And, get out there. Go see Jonathan and his crew, everything that they've got going on. Love it over there. Love the atmosphere. Love the food. Try the new food. Again, you can pay with cash. You can pay with card. Whatever you need to do, they'll get you taken care of. Love the crew over there as well. Super, super phenomenal service every time I go. And not to mention, if you're not into any of that, you can just sit out on the patio, watch TV, or turn something on that you want to watch. They had the Masters on last weekend, so we got a little bit of that. But yeah, super excited to see what's coming up there event-wise. I hear some music possibly in the background coming up, some concerts out on the patio. We'll see. But yeah, book your appointment today. Get in, play some pickleball, play some golf. Man, cornhole tournaments are probably going to come back. Maybe. We'll see. I might try to talk them into it. And not to mention, they've got Connect 4 out there. So, but yeah, Wes Underwood, Clint, Jordan, Sam, all out again this week. But we'll talk soccer later in the show as usual. But right now, we'll go ahead and get started. And we're going to spend quite a bit of time here in the Chiefs draft room. And draft is next week, and we won't be able to really have a show to give our breakdown of what we think's coming. So we're going to go ahead and talk Kansas City Chiefs in the draft. We'll talk a little WNBA and some things going on there. We'll talk a little NBA, and we'll definitely talk some soccer in the back half of this one. But on top of that, it's all brought to you by Black Eagle Apparel. They do custom apparel and jerseys for any team, any sport at the best prices. They are the official merch provider for the Joplin Outlaws and the Sports Timeout Podcast. Check out this beautiful hat here, all done by Alex and his crew. BlackEagleApparel.us is where you can find that website. Subscribe to their email list. Get 25% off of your next purchase. Or if you have already done that, get on in there and what's coming up? What you got going? Hello? Yeah, right here, right now. Black Eagle Apparel. Get on in there. STOPC 15. STOPC 15. Get on in there. Get yours taken care of today. And Alex will get you set up. With that, we move on into the NFL. Just in the Chiefs draft room. The first overall pick for the Chiefs is a trade? No. All right. So getting into the thick of it, the Kansas City Chiefs have done it again in the draft room, and the Chiefs are on the clock. No, just kidding. But they need a wide receiver. They need an edge rusher. They need a defensive tackle. They need a tight end. They need a cornerback. I feel like they've already gotten a couple of good defensive players. They got their running back that they needed for sure. Let's go over that list real quick here. And, oh man, a lot of people wanting to get Reuben Bain Jr. in there, the edge out of Miami, but I don't know if his stock goes up or goes down now that he's got this allegation against him for the murder that happened. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that goes on. And I don't know what's going to happen in the draft room. I don't know if his stock has gone down. I don't know if this helps the Chiefs, hurts the Chiefs, or if they end up not going with it. But you also have to take into consideration, I'm just thinking here on this because right now that's not a great, I don't feel like that's a great move with everything that's happened over the last couple of years with the players they have offensively. They bring back Thornton. You get Elam in the cornerback side. You get DeMarcado, Cato, whatever it is, Amari is what I'll call him. You get him at running back. You get Tonga on the defensive tackle side. You get Gilman at safety. And I feel like they hit a lot of their pressure points that were up for grabs with those signings. Not to mention you're going to have your unrestricted free agents. You're going to have your guys that hold out until after the draft to go get a contract done with. You've got so much to factor in here. But the big signing for the Chiefs this offseason was Kenneth Walker III, getting that 3-year, $45 million deal to get that running game back in. Now all you got to do is find out what Kareem Hunt's doing because he's a great third down goal line guy. Kenneth Walker will be your 1-2 down guy, maybe your third down guy. But the Chiefs need to figure out what's going to happen there. Notable departures that we know of, Mike Dana, and they have Jawan Taylor, but Mike Dana is going to be missed in this system. He performed well when needed, and was he an all-season player? Maybe. But here's the big news, though. You get Patrick Mahomes, and now you have a hungry Justin Fields backing him up. And they keep going out and getting these quarterbacks that are going to back them up and do what they need to do to be in there. Gardner Minshew, that was unfortunate. Then Oladokin and just the whole experiment that happened there. Kind of felt like shades of back when Tyler Thigpen and all them were going at it. Damon Heward, Thigpen, you name it. Matt Castle. Kind of felt like that quarterback carousel. Brought back some nightmares for the Chiefs organization there. But Kansas City into the draft, after mentioning that, I mean, you have the 9th overall pick. You have the 29th overall pick in the first rounds there. You have the 8th overall pick in the second round. You have the 10th overall pick in the third round. You have the 9th in the fourth round. Then you have the 8th, 29th, and 36th of the fifth round. And then you have the 29th pick in the sixth round. Like, right there, you're already 8 picks in, right? Yeah, 8 picks into the fifth round. You've got 8 picks in the fifth round and under. That's insane. 2 in the first, 3 in the fifth, then 1 in the second, third, and fourth. And then you have a 6th-round pick where the Chiefs have done a lot of damage over the years with Brett Veach. And it just makes you wonder what they're going to be able to get out of this. Again, we address those needs. You need one more wide receiver, maybe 2. You need an edge, defensive tackle, a tight end, and a cornerback. I still hold out for the Chiefs to go after Kyle Pitts. I still hold out for them to go do that. Whether it's a trade, whether it's pick them up, I don't know. I don't know. They should have known that the Falcons wanted Jawan Taylor, and they should have dealt Taylor over to them. But they probably weren't going to give up Pitts or the rights or whatever is going to happen. So I don't know. I really like where the Chiefs sit. They've got 2 in the first round. They could even trade for a player in the first round and even get the 32nd pick or something overall and do what they need to do there. Now, Brett Veach. Oh, Brett Veach. Brett Veach is expecting a lot of trades in the first round. This was broke by Nate Taylor this week, and in his annual news conference before the NFL draft next week, the Kansas City Chiefs general manager Brett Veach made a bold prediction. It should be an entertaining night, Veach said last week on Thursday, or yesterday. Wow. I don't know why I'm going back to last week, but it's been a long week. There'll probably be a lot of trades. Throughout this offseason, Veach has shared that this year's draft class is different from most years, and most analysts believe only one quarterback, Indiana's Fernando Mendoza, will be selected in the first 10 picks. He also said that some of the top prospects, such as Ohio State linebacker Sonny Styles, Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love, Ohio safety Caleb Downs, do not play one of the league's premier positions. A number of factors, Veach said, could lead to the teams engaging and executing more trades than usual. I think that a lot of fans will be in for a treat next Thursday because I think the grades on prospects are going to be so close from some of these offensive tackles and defensive ends and receivers that a lot of guys that are mocked high may go lower, and a lot of these guys are getting mocked a little lower, may go higher. I think they're close this year. And funny you mentioned that, as I just kind of mentioned a little bit ago, that with Johnson Jr., Bain Jr., do the Chiefs go Colton Hood early, Malachi Lawrence instead of Ruben Bain, or do they go get Denzel Boston? Or do they get Jordan Tyson, wide receiver out of Arizona State, at the 9 overall? Do they get Mansour Delane, the cornerback from LSU, at 9th overall? These are all things that could potentially change in that. Or do the Chiefs trade to get Myles Garrett out of Cleveland with 2 first-round picks and give them to Cleveland for Myles Garrett? I don't know. I don't know if you do that for an aging guy. Maybe give the 9th overall pick for Myles Garrett and keep it. We just need someone to get out there and help George Karlaftis. We need people to get out there and help Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. We need cornerback depth. And that's why I mentioned that we go out and we get Colton Hood, Ruben Bain, maybe, and Malachi Lawrence. But Mansour Delane, I don't know too much on him, but I've heard his name pop up. And I'm not too high on LSU guys. The last one I really liked ended up leaving the organization, but left his mark, the Honey Badger. We all know it. Tyrann Mathieu did his thing. So, do the Chiefs go Ruben Bain? I don't know. When you have 2 or 3 high-graded quarterbacks and a Will Anderson Jr. or a Myles Garrett, opens up a lot of fun and excitement. So, those are the words of Coach Veach. That's probably what they feel like calling him. He's out there all the time. But the GM there, again, we already mentioned those guys: Kenneth Walker, Gilman, Tonga, Fields, DeMercado, Elam, and Thornton coming back. So pretty good core signing there. There's still some free agents out there left to give. But again, 8 in the first 5 rounds. Chiefs drop out of the 7th round this year. Don't even care. They still can do damage in the 6th round, which they've done. I like where they sit. I like where this team is. I like how everything aligns. I like how they've gone about business in the past, and I think that they can continue to do that now. And I don't even know why you go tight end this year, unless you really want to go grab somebody. I think the tight end class in the next couple years is going to be good. And Travis Kelce's departure will be in the next couple of years. He signed that 3-year deal. He's intending to stay for at least 2 more. We all know that. So, yeah. I mean, I know Chris Jones is getting up there in age. He's coming to the end of his contract. You never know. You never know. But, yeah. Those are my thoughts on the NFL draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't really have much else there. Sorry, technical difficulties while recording, and no matter how I do that, it's going to splice and we're going to cut, but come back. And so that's perfect for moving on. And we'll go into the WNBA and we're going to talk the draft. And I mean, we all knew who was going to go number 1. At least I did, I feel like. And Ozzie Fudd, number 1 out of UConn. 2 years in a row, a UConn player goes first. Ozzie Fudd just looked amazing all year long and was able to do what she did for UConn. And oh, all right. So Olivia Miles, number 2, Time, number 3, Betts, number 4, and well, Gabriela Jaquez, my Chicago Sky, come through after the whole ordeal with Angel Reese. And oh man, let's go ahead and talk on that first and then get back to the draft here. And the selection of the 23-year-old garnered positive reactions from fans after it was made official on Instagram. She also received a warm welcome from Chicago professional teams such as the NFL's Bears, the MLB's White Sox, and the Chicago Bulls official IG commented as well. Yes, fire emoji. Chicago leveling up. Another user said, a Mexican basketball star in my city? Is this real life? Congrats, Jaquez, said another fan. And not to mention, Dwayne Wade, big fan of this as well. And super excited for this to happen for Chicago. Her brother plays in the NBA. She is the first Mexican-American woman, I believe, even Latino, to make it into the WNBA. Correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead and point it out. I do not mind being corrected on that one. But from what I heard in the interviews, they asked her how it felt, especially being a brother-sister duo to go into both the WNBA and the NBA. She had an amazing career out at UCLA. I feel like, excuse me there, I feel like she's a solid signing for this team. I haven't felt this confidence since Cardoso came to the Chicago Sky. And at UCLA, her numbers weren't great, but they weren't horrible. And she averaged 13.5 points last season. She played all 38 games for the Bruins. She played 2 and 6, averaged 6 and 10 in her first couple seasons there, then went up to 9.6 a game. Her rebounds and free throw percentage are up there. Her free throw percentage was pretty high for her career, 86% last season. She has a 76.8 overall free throw percentage from the line. And just kind of comparing her with Angel Reese was able to do things that she needed to do in college, but her free throw percentage was just at 70.4. She may have done well the year they won the Natty, but she's been up in the league in rebounds per game, and that's been her forte. And I think the team just kind of got tired of her chatter and talk and banter back and forth with other players. She spent 2 years with the Chicago Sky, 13.6 points per game in the first season. Okay, 13 rebounds per game. She got a rookie appearance in the All-Star game, and then 14.7. She upped it in year 2. I do believe that she'll be going up in points this season, but I think that this team is tired of waiting on her. She sat out 4 games this season. This past season, she had 34 games the season before that, and just everything that she does in the league. I think that Chicago was okay with moving on from this. I think that everything aligns for a purpose in the league, and I really appreciate what they were able to do in getting Angel Reese out of there and making it look better than what it could have been. I really think that there's a lot more to it than what we saw, but hey, we got Jaquez on the team now, and she can be a stud. She can be a stud. Super excited about this signing. Super excited for her to be drafted. And Fudd going number 1. I knew that was going to happen, though. Back to the draft board. Kiki Rice out of UCLA. UCLA had 3 straight. A center, shooting guard, and a point guard. Kiki Rice makes her way into the WNBA as she will play for Toronto Tempo, the expansion team. UCLA in the first round with 5, I believe. Yes, 5 picks. Congratulations to UCLA on their accomplishments in the first round. Second round, Latasha Lattimore out of Ole Miss for the Sky. That was in a pick acquired from Portland. Really like that. 89 overall. Power forward. Super excited for that. Tanaya Latson, South Carolina. I really liked her going to, is it Phoenix? I hate the logos because I can't quite tell. I guess it's not really going to pop up here, but super excited for her to get in. She was one of my tops overall. Really surprised she slipped into the second round, but good for her. Really solid draft class out of the women this year. A lot of 90s and above on grades. So we'll see how it pans out this year. But, yeah. Then you got Barker from Tennessee, power forward. She got a 92 on her grade. She was first at her position for power forwards, and she slipped all the way down to number 14. So that's incredibly crazy. And she was 29th overall. So, but, I mean, really pretty solid. Pretty solid for Chicago. 3 90 grades. Tony Morgan wrapped out the class there. So they get 3 rookies that come in and could be productive right away. Super excited for that. The Fever picked up a few good players as well. But really what stuck out to me, Fudd from UConn and Jaquez. And I really think the Sky could be very productive this year. I really think with the expansion and everything that happened, that it's going to be awesome to watch. I think the draft class this year was, again, pretty solid, and I really enjoy that they were able to do all this. So, next up, we'll move into the NBA, and we'll go ahead and talk playoff schedule, and this will be our final topic before we hit soccer. And, man, the play-in is here. Starts tonight. Charlotte and Orlando. Never thought I would say Charlotte in the play-in game for quite a while still. But here they are. Here they are. And Charlotte is a 3-point favorite in this one. So, all right. And then Golden State and Phoenix in the play-in round. Never thought I'd say that either. But here we are. The the ticket prices on this crazy. $45 for Charlotte and Orlando, $147 for Golden State and Phoenix. And then on April 18th, the first round, we've got Toronto, Cleveland, Saturday, Denver and Minnesota at 2:30 p.m. Bum, bum, bum. And then we'll see what happens with the play-ins as Oklahoma City awaits theirs and Detroit awaits theirs. Crazy at how things turned out this year. But we'll see. Our final results tonight, and then we'll get our matchups on Saturday. And it doesn't surprise me where Philadelphia and Boston are at. Doesn't surprise me where Oklahoma City, Detroit, San Antonio, and Portland finished. Cleveland, Atlanta, New York, Denver, and Minnesota. Glad to see all these teams in this year. Should be fun to watch. But yeah, super excited for this NBA playoff. And right now, overall, I can't argue. Detroit and Boston look good. But I still see Oklahoma City or San Antonio winning it all. I could see Oklahoma City repeating if San Antonio loses. I don't think the Timberwolves, I don't think the Rockets, I don't think the Lakers, and I don't think the Nuggets can beat Oklahoma City. Prove me wrong, but I don't think it can happen. But for the Western Conference, I'm going Oklahoma City yet again. 18 losses on the season, 64 wins. Detroit turned their season around, did well. 31-9 at home. Incredible. 117 points per game. 3-game winning streak to end the season. Boston gets the 2 seed. 4 games back of Detroit there in the East. I feel like it's anybody's game in the East. If Detroit can pull it together and continue their winning streak, okay. But I really like Detroit, but I know Boston could pull it around and come in and do something big. So we'll see. Too bad for the Indiana Pacers, who basically had to tank because of Halliburton's injury and just everything that happened there. So, but super excited for the NBA playoffs. I know that it's going to be fun, and I know that it's going to be worthwhile. We finally get to see a father-son duo. As much as I don't like LeBron, I do like the fact that we get to see a father-son duo in the playoffs. That will be pretty cool. The only sport that we got to see that in, close enough, Cal and Cal Ripken Jr. baseball. Cal and Cal Ripken Jr. and King Griffey and King Griffey Sr., Jr. and Sr. But, I mean, super excited for all these games. I'll be watching the NBA playoffs a little bit more this year than what I have been. So, on that note, we jump into the Footy Forum, and that's brought to you by the Corner Kick in Neosho. Be sure to stop by the Corner Kick, located at 1000C West Harmony Street, Neosho, Missouri. They have the largest soccer store in Southwest Missouri, Northwest Arkansas, Southeastern Kansas, Northeastern Oklahoma. Be sure to check them out Tuesday through Sunday for your football needs. And the Fair Acres Y in Carthage. If you're looking for a place for your birthday this year, schedule yours today and check out their 5,000 square foot youth activity center filled with bounce houses, playground, and much, much more. They also have free meals for kids 18 and under Monday through Friday from 3 to 5:30 p.m. at the Youth Activity Center at 400 South Maple in Carthage. Be sure to enjoy after-school hangouts with basketball, volleyball, esports, art, and other activities. And first up, we go ahead and talk Sporting Kansas City. And last week, yet another rough outing. Sporting Kansas City struck first in the 27th minute when Jacob Barlett scored his first career MLS goal, finishing a pass from Jovic. The Quakes rallied, and Jack Scan evened the score just before halftime at the 45-minute mark Added a second goal shortly after the break to give the Quakes a 2-1 lead. And then Insurance came in from a goal off of Dave Romney, sealed the victory for San Jose, and with a goal in the 75th minute, his first as a member of the Earthquakes. Historical start for the San Jose team, 6-1, marking the best 7-game start in their club history. Sporting, unfortunately, had to follow that up with their one of their worst season at 5-1 on the year. Don't want to know what it is about Sporting. They go up and then they get scored on late, and they just lose fight. And they did it again in a midweek matchup against the Switchbacks. They lost 3-0 in a game. They just didn't look good. Like they just didn't clash well. And I don't know what's going on, and I don't know why this team just goes into this. But every time I feel like they get scored on, they lose hope and they just retreat. And I don't know what it is about this team. I don't know why they're doing what they do. I'm not really certain on how things happen, but I don't know. It really baffles me that this continues to happen, and I don't know why it does. I know they're young, but they should have a fire under them. They should have a fire underneath their bellies. They should be ready for anything that comes. And I don't understand why they're not. Maybe it's the lack of coaching. I don't know. Vermees doesn't look like Vermees was the answer. I don't know. I don't know. Just every time you get that little ray of hope, they get a goal early or late, they just seem to lose it out. I don't know. They have the Whitecaps in Vancouver tonight at 7:30. This will be part of I believe it's actually at 9:30. 9:30. This will be part of a 3-game road stint for Sporting. This is either going to continue to be a lot of growing pains, or we see a different team that now that the Open Cup is out of the way and they don't have to worry about that. We'll see. We'll see. All right. A little bit more positive news. Now we talk to Kansas City Current, who have been on a big bounce back. They hosted the Teal Rising Cup, which featured a matchup versus Bia. And the team looked good in the championship match. Haley Hopkins recorded the first hat trick at CPKC Stadium, scoring 3 goals in the first half. Key scorers in this one, Haley Hopkins with the hat trick. Amelia White scored her first professional goal. Kudos for her. We've had her on the show. Congratulations. She can go get one of the neatos out there. Yeah, we remember. And then Tim Wachawinga capped off the scoring with a breakaway finish. Accolades for this matchup. Tournament MVP for the second year in a row, scoring a total of 4 goals across 2 matches. Haley Hopkins. A lot of positives here for the team. They finally looked comfortable, but this is a team that's done well at home this season thus far. And we will see them on the road the next 2 matches, as they will take on the Spirit next Friday at Audi Field. Croy returns back to Washington after being traded. And this could answer a lot of questions, or it could potentially not answer a lot of questions. It's really up to the play of the team. They're on international break right now, so not a lot to talk about. Next week, we'll go a little bit more in depth here on that, but super excited. Super excited for this. Can't wait. Can't wait. All right, next up, we have local sports update, and that is brought to you by Mr. Clark's Barbecue and Catering. If you're looking for some awesome tailgate food for your next party or want to host a sporting event, go check them out. Check out Clark's Catering and Barbecue. See Chef Mike. He's got a lot of good stuff going. Super excited for the project they've got going on. He's apologized for some things, which he shouldn't have had to. But really excited for this. Can't wait to get out there and try some of their food. I can't believe I have not made it out yet. Can't believe I haven't made it out yet. But here's what I can believe. Joplin Baseball will be playing at Harbor in Springdale on Saturday, depending on weather. They will play at 10 a.m. And then Neosho Baseball will be playing this weekend as well. They will face Colgan in Pittsburgh, Kansas tonight at 4:30. As for Carthage, they will play Lee Summit West, Springfield Catholic this weekend, 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. And then, who else we got? Webb City, 12 and 3 Webb City. They will be playing in Springdale, Arkansas as well at 4:30 p.m. I believe that's it for the area. We'll take a look at 16 and 5 Carl Junction. They will play against Lebanon tonight at 4:30. So just after school. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. And then we move into college sports, and we will talk Missouri Southern softball to begin things this week. And Missouri Southern softball, 36-6 on the season. Super excited for what Coach Blackney has done with her girls. And they'll be back at Pat Lapira starting today in a doubleheader against University of Central Missouri. And then tomorrow they will play Rogers State University. The game on Friday will be at 11:30 a.m., probably moved due to weather in the afternoon, and being able to play both games of the doubleheader before the weather moves in. And then 1 p.m. and 3 p.m., those are typically the start times on Saturday. Senior Day is on Saturday at 1 p.m. at the Pat Lapira Sports Complex. Their next 6, I believe. 8. Their next 8 are at home. Next weekend, they will have Newman University and the University of Central Oklahoma. So if you're wanting to watch some good softball, either be here at Missouri Southern or head on over to Pitt State, because both teams are just raking it in right now. And on the men's side for baseball, what has Coach Darnell gotten himself into? Well, a 26-13 record. They are 21-8 in the conference thus far, and they will be at home as well. So we got a lot of baseball action this weekend at Missouri Southern. Due to recent changes in field construction timelines, Joe Becker Stadium will not be available for for Missouri Western. So baseball will be home at Warren Turner Field for the next 3 this weekend. Today at 1, tomorrow at 1, and Sunday at 1. And then they will head to Pittsburgh State next week on Tuesday for a midweek matchup. And then over to the Pitt State side, softball not too shabby over here either. Softball down in this neck of the woods right now, 39-2 overall for Pitt State. And they will do the opposite of Missouri Southern. They'll play Northeastern State, at Pittsburgh, Kansas today at noon and at 2 p.m. in a doubleheader. And then they'll play Central Missouri in a doubleheader as well, starting at 1 p.m. tomorrow and 3 p.m. after that. They'll play Central Oklahoma next weekend in Newman, vice versa, pretty much the opposite of Missouri Southern for the rest. So they've got their next 8 at home also. And then for the baseball side, Pitt State baseball, man, they are racking it up right now as well. And lots of good baseball going on down here in the 4 states, 33-8 overall. They are, 20-8 in the conference. And this weekend, they will take on nobody. They are off. until they play Missouri Southern at 3 p.m. on Tuesday next week. So, all right. And then over to Missouri State. Love that we get to cover Missouri State now. Super excited about this. On the baseball side, Missouri State is now 24-10 overall. Did Missouri State? Nope, the game against Mizzou. Yep, Wednesday night. Weather canceled, probably. Understandable. Their next three, though, will be at home against Western Kentucky this weekend. They have today at 3 p.m., tomorrow at 2 p.m., and Sunday at 1 p.m. And then over on the softball side, super excited for their softball team, too. Lots of good stuff going on here in the Four States area. And they've gotten their record up to 18-22, so almost back to 500. They're 6-12 in their division, and their game against Tulsa on Wednesday was also canceled. But they'll play Jacksonville State at home today at 5 p.m., weather pending, 3 p.m. tomorrow, and 11 a.m. on Sunday. So, yeah, all that being said, sorry for a brief episode of things to talk about this week, but lots of local stuff getting ready to happen. Got a big announcement that I might let happen next week. A lot of stuff going on for the sports timeout. So things have gotten a little bit shorter and a little bit less, but we'll pick back up on production this summer towards the end of the school year here. But a lot going on. Super exciting news. Can't wait. But yeah, thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to you guys for keeping us running. We appreciate each and every one of our viewers and listeners. And we'll see you next week on the Sports Timeout. Everybody stay safe this weekend. Stay safe today. Severe weather out there. But yeah, be safe. Take care. We'll see y'all next week on the Sports Timeout. And we'll drop that news. Take care.